So I was just thinking about my Hope podcast and the fact that I've been able to muster up a lot of hope in my life, growing up in some really dark times and just no food, no money, sometimes no parental oversight, and working 2 or 3 jobs as a young kid and doing anything I could just to continue to move my life forward. That resilience, it all came from an internal source of hope. And I got my hope first and foremost from my Christian faith, and I got hope from books I read. And I wanted to kind of touch on that if you're feeling like there's not a lot of hope in your own life right now and you're really struggling with it and you're well, hopeless, which I hope you're not hopeless, but if you're struggling, there's a couple of really easy ways. Obviously, movies and things like that take us outside of ourselves, but they don't necessarily deliver hope. Escapism isn't necessarily hope. I feel like books and reading about things that are definitely escapism, but if we read about things that are inspiring, that can give us hope. I'm very hopeful when I see these Instagram posts and things on TikTok that talk about people and how old they were when they first started to do things. So I published my first book, was it last year? No, I've published my first book in 2018. And how old was I? I was 52 or 51, and then I've just published 3 more books last year. I'm going to be publishing another book this year, and I'm in my 50s and I'm publishing books. I started my first podcast at the age of 58, or was I 59? I think it was a month before my birthday. But I think that if we're inspired and we find things that inspire us, books and things like that are really great ways when we see other people's struggles and how they got through them, and we hear the voices of our ancestors and our grandparents and people who we know went before us who struggled with a lot more than we're struggling with right now. That gives it gives me a light at the end of the tunnel. It makes me feel more hopeful. And I do know hobbies and connections with others, which is in the podcast. There's more ways to build hope in your life. But reaching out to my friends, and even if I'm really not feeling like seeing anybody, but I meet them for a cup of coffee, or maybe we go bowling. It's that connection really takes me outside of myself. It makes me feel more hopeful. And then hobbies. If you're not doing anything right now, maybe get a set of knitting needles and some yarn at the local thrift store. They have them there, and start knitting. There's knitting groups, and I don't care if you go get a couple of magazines and get a whiteboard, and they don't have the 99-cent store anymore, but maybe at Dollar Tree, get a big poster board and start doing a vision board for yourself, something that's a future that you could hope for, and dream big. Don't dream little, dream big. If you're going to dream what you want. Don't dream, okay, I want a cup of coffee. Dream, I want a box of coffee so I can have more cups of coffee. I know that's a silly one, but just listen to the podcast. There's a lot that I cover, the 5 areas that can affect your hope. And they're real. And I'm not saying that you can just start being hopeful if you're not hopeful, but you can chip away at the feeling of hopelessness. And I really hope nobody is out there feeling hopeless right now, because there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of people that would love to support you if you're feeling hopeless. Reach out to me. I can talk to you. I can connect you with other people, but you're not alone. You are important. You are worth it. And you are needed in this world. It's a precious life that we have. So try and find some hope today. Thanks.